Once upon a time, deep down in the big blue ocean, lived a great shark named Finley. Now, Finley wasn't just any shark. He was the biggest, fastest, and most misunderstood shark in the entire sea. Finley had rows of super sharp, sparkly white teeth. When he smiled, all the other fish would see those teeth and whoosh, they'd swim away. Wait. I just wanted to say hello. Finley would call out, his big voice rumbling. But they were already gone. This made Finley feel a little bit lonely. What good is being king if you have no friends to share your kingdom with? One sunny morning, Finley was practicing his fierce face in a giant piece of sea coral that worked like a mirror. He'd puff out his gills, show off all his teeth, and try to look like the scariest predator in the sea. Grr. But then he'd catch his own eye and burst out laughing, sending big bubbles floating up to the surface. Oh, who am I kidding? He sighed. I'm more of a big softie than a big scary. He just wanted to play tag or hide and seek, but everyone was too scared of his jawsome reputation. Just then, a tiny, glittery fish named Gilda zipped past him. She was so busy chasing a speck of shiny plankton, she didn't even notice the giant shark right in front of her. Bonk. She bumped right into Finley's nose. Finley froze. Gilda froze. She looked up at the mountain of a shark, and her tiny eyes went wide. Oh, my bubbles, she squeaked. You're huge. Finley tried to give his friendliest, least scary smile. Hello there, little one, he said gently. Are you okay? To his surprise, Gilda didn't swim away. She just blinked. You have really sparkly teeth, she said. Do you use special seaweed toothpaste? Finley was so surprised he chuckled. Yes. The kelp mint kind, it's the best. Gilda giggled, a sound like tiny bells. I'm Gilda. I'm new here. I haven't met a shark before. Are you going to eat me? Finley's smile drooped a little. No, of course not. I just want a friend. Gilda zipped around his head in a sparkly loop. A friend. You want to be my friend. But you're the king of the ocean. Everyone says you're the big boss predator. Finley sighed. I might be big, but I'm also really lonely. All I want is someone to play with. Gilda's tiny fins fluttered with excitement. Play. I love to play. What's your favorite game? Hide and seek, Finley boomed, a little too loudly. A school of nearby clownfish heard him and hid in their anemone home. Oops, sorry, he whispered. Hide and seek is my favorite. Gilda zoomed right up to his eye. Okay, you're it. You count to 10, and I'll hide. But no peeking with your super shark eyes. And with a flick of her tail, she was gone. Finley felt a bubbly feeling in his chest he'd never felt before. Happiness. He covered his eyes with his giant fin and started to count. 1, 2, 3. This was going to be the best game ever. Finley finished counting. 10. Ready or not, here I come. He swam off, looking for the tiny, glittery fish. He looked behind a big purple sea fan. Nope, he looked under a grumpy old lobster's rock. The lobster just waved his claws at him. Hey, watch it, pal. Finley swam on. Finding a tiny fish in the huge ocean was harder than he thought. He peeked inside a hollow log. He checked around a forest of tall, wavy kelp. Where could Gilda be? He was starting to worry. What if she got lost? What if a real scary fish found her? He had to protect his new friend. Suddenly, he heard a tiny little giggle. It was coming from a clam. A giant clam was sitting on the sea floor, slightly open, and a little giggle floated out. Finley swam closer. "Gilda," he whispered. The clam snapped shut. Oh no, Finley knew that giant clams could be very grumpy. He tapped on the shell gently with his fin. "Excuse me, Mr. Clam. I think my friend is in there. Could you please open up?" A muffled voice from inside the clam shouted, "No, go away, you big bully." Finley was confused. "Bully? I'm not a bully." Then he heard Gilda's tiny voice from inside. "He's not a bully, Mr. Clam. He's my friend. We're playing hide and seek." The clam opened a tiny crack. A big eye peered out at Finley. "Your friend, a shark? Impossible." Finley gave his most sincere, non-scary smile. "It's true. I'm Finley, and I promise I'm a friendly shark." The clam seemed to think about it for a moment. Then slowly, creakily, it opened up. Gilda zipped out, giggling. "You found me. That was a great hiding spot." The giant clam, whose name was Sheldon, looked from Gilda to Finley and back again. "Well, I'll be a barnacle on a whale's back. A friendly shark. I've seen it all now." From that day on, something amazing happened. Finley wasn't lonely anymore. Gilda introduced him to all her friends. At first, they were scared. But when they saw Gilda zipping around Finley's head and even sliding down his back like a water slide, they realized he wasn't scary at all. Soon, Finley was the most popular shark in the ocean. He'd play tag with the tuna, have racing contests with the dolphins, and even gave the sea turtles rides on his back. Sheldon the clam became the official referee for their hide-and-seek games. Finley learned that it didn't matter how big you were or how many sharp teeth you had. What mattered was being kind and friendly. He was still the king of the ocean, but now he was a happy king with a kingdom full of friends. And every now and then, when he flashed his big, sparkly smile, the fish would still swim away really fast. But this time, it was because they were racing to see who could give him a high fin first. And Finley, the great friendly shark, wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks for listening to our story today. If you had fun, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.